Hello everyone, myself Rani, working as Assistant Professor in MLR Institute of Technology in Cybersecurity and Data Science Department. In today's session, I am going to discuss about looping statements in Python. Overview of the presentation is first statement. In that, we are having the nested for loop is there and while statement. So now, the first one is the what is a loop? In Python, the looping statements are known as iterative statements or repetitive statements. So here we are having if you want to print the n number of values, so we can't write the n print statements. We can use the loop statements for repeating the same line again and again. So it reduces the code here. So the iterative statements are used to execute the part of the program repeatedly as long as given condition is true. If I want to print the n integers, 1 to 100 integers. With the help of for loop, we can write the program in 2 or 3 lines. So up to 100 it prints the values, means every time it checks the condition. Up to that 1 to 100 it prints the values. So after the completion of the condition, then only it is come out of the loop. So the Python provides two types of iterative statements or the loops. The first one is the first statement. The second one is the while statement. Now, the first one. So, before going to that, what is the use of loops? Why we need to use the loops? So, the looping simplifies the complex problems into easy ones. So, here, the big task is divided into smaller one only. So, we are writing the n number of lines of code. For example, if I want to print the 1 to 100, means n 100 print statements is difficult. With the help of loops, we can reduce that task. So, the complex problems into easy ones. Next one, it enables us to alter the flow of the program. So, here basically in Python or any programming language, the flow of the program is sequential way. With the help of the loops or the decision statements, we can alter the flow. So, the statement is repeated again and again with the help of the loops only. So that instead of writing the same code and again, we are repeating the same code. We are using the same line. So that is the use of the loops. Here one example. If we need to print the first 10 natural numbers, then if I want to print the first 10 natural numbers, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on 10. Instead of using the print statement 10 times, we can print inside a loop which runs up to 10 iterations. So with the help of the for loop, we can print the up to 10 values easily. There is no need of writing the print statement 10 times. So what are the advantages of loops? So the first one is the code reusability. We are reusing the same code again and again up to the condition failed. Next one, using loops, we don't need to write the same code again and again. So we can reuse the same code. So here with the help of the loops, we can create the arrays. So in the arrays, we are having the n number of values are there. 3 by 3 matrix means we need to enter the 9 values. So for entering the 9 values, we are using the loops only. So now the first partition in the loop is we are having the two types, for loop and the while loop. So now the first statement in Python. In Python, the first statement is used to iterate through a sequence like a list, tuple, set, dictionary or a string range. So here the for loop is used in lists. These are the advanced data types. So the list contains the values, the tuple, set, dictionary, it contains the values. If you want to iterate those values, we are using the for loops only. So if you want to repeat the bunch of values, we are using the for loop. So the first statement is used to repeat the execution of a set of statements for every element of a sequence. So for example, the list contains 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to iterate all the values. So first I have to print the 1. After that I have to print the 2, 3, so on like that. So for iterating each and every value, we are using the first statement. Now we'll see the syntax for the for loop. For val in sequence. So the val specifies the single variable, single value here. the sequence specifies the bunch of values. So the sequence contains the values. So every time the sequence gives one value to the val. So it prints the first value. After that it is incrementing the value, and next it displays the another value, like that. The body is the set of block of statements of the for loop. So here the val is the variable that takes the value of the item. So I already said the list contains some values are there. For val in, so x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So here val in x. So in for loop we are following the indentation. After for loop the next line comes under, after we have to take the 4 spaces, means print of val, means the x sends the first value here. So it prints the first. After that it sends the second value. It prints the second. And the x sends the third value. So it prints the third, and the x sends the fourth value. So the condition failed, it comes from the out of the loop. In this way it is printing the each and every value. That is, we are calling it as iteration. Iterating the value. So loop continues until we reach the last item in the sequence. So this is the last item. Up to that it repeats the loop only. The body for loop is separated from the rest of the code using indentation. In Python we are using the indentation. Indentation is, so for whenever you are writing a program for loops or the functions or while loop, we need to give the indentation. Means whenever you are starting with the for, the next line starts with 4 spaces, then only we have to write. So basically, ideally, defaultly, it gives the indentation. So this is the flowchart for loop. So here, for each item in a sequence. So for example, it is a list. So list of items are there. Last item reached or not. First it checks the any item are there or not. If the item is there, it iterates the loop. If the last item reached means yes, means it is exit from the loop, or otherwise it executes the loop. Now we'll see the one example. Now my list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the list contains the 5 values. So for value in my list. So what are the values in my list means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. Now we are printing the each and every value. After printing that, it prints the job is done. So here all of you see the indentation. After the for loop, the next line is the 4 indentations they given. So the ideally basically it takes. So now print job is done. So it prints the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that it is come out of the loop. The next print statement is job is done. So it prints that. So in this way, iterating the values, iterating the each and every value in for loop. So we'll see one example. Python program to find sum of numbers in a list using for loop. So here, this is the list. This is the representation of list. This list contains the some values are there 6, 5, 3, 8, 4, 2, 5, 4, 11. So we need to sum all the values. So for that purpose, we took one variable sum is equal to 0. Defaultly, the sum is 0. So now we need to perform the summation of all the numbers. So we need to find out of that. So here for val in numbers. So the numbers contain the all the list. So we need to find out the sum value. Defaultly the sum is 0. So sum is equal to sum plus val. Default the sum value is 0. Val, the first value is 6. Sum equal to 6. Next, the sum is updated. Again, the number is changed, that is 5. 6 plus 5. So the sum value is 6. After the first iteration, the sum is updated as 6. And the next value is 5. Means 6 plus 5, 11. Now the sum is 11 plus 3. So 14. Like that. So in the last, the sum is 48. After adding all the numbers, so it goes to the up to the last element. So 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 8, 22. So like that it is adding all the values here. So in this way it is iterating each and every value in the item or the list. So now range function in for loop. Basically in for loops we are using the range function. So it specifies that range in which where we have to start the value, where we have to end the value. So we need to provide the increment operator also. So here we can generate a sequence of numbers using range function. So it is used to generate the sequence of numbers. Sequence of numbers means, for example, I am giving my range is 10. Range of 10. So the range of 10 is 0 to 9. So it starts from 0. That's why it contains the 10 numbers are there because of the starting with 0. So for example, if you are giving 1 means it gives the up to, 10 means it gives the 9, 1 to 9. For example, if you are giving 11 means it gives the 1 to 10. So the 11 specifies or the 10 specifies a stop index. So up to that we have to give the values. So stop means we have to stop that value 10, range of 10. It stops from that one. So range of 10 will generate numbers from 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2 like that. We can also define the, in the range we are having the syntax of the range is start, stop and the step size. So here we have to specify the start 0 and stop size is 11 and the step 1. If you are not specifying the step size, defaultly it increments by 1. If you are specifying increment size 2 means it increments 0. 0 plus 2 means 2. 2 plus 2 means 4. 4 plus 2 means 6. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. So the stop index is 11, it stops. In this way, depending on the increment size, it increments the value. So if you are not specifying the step size, it defaultly increments by 1. So step size defaults to 1 if not provided. So this function does not store all the values in the memory. So here it stores the only starting index, stop index and the step size only. It does not remember the, it does not store the all the values, start size and the step size. And the next one is the stop index. So here to force this function, if you want to print the values with the help of range function, we need to use the list. So to force this function to output all the items, we can use the function list. So we have to use the list of range of 9. So then only it prints all the values. See examples for the range. So first one, range of 0, 10. So whenever you will give, so print range of 10. So the range of 10 is 0 to 10. So it prints the 0 to 9 values. So if you want to see the values of the range, we have to give the list. Then only it displays the all the values here. So print list of range of 10. So it starts from 0 to 9. So the 10 is the stop value. Up to that it prints the all the values. So you are not specifying any starting index. Default it takes from the 0 on. Now print list of range of 2, 8. So here you specify the starting index and the stop index also. So it starts from 2 and ends before. 8 means before means 7 only. So print of list of range. The next one is here we specify the step size also. 2, 20, 3. So starting index, stop index and the step size. So it starts from 2 and the step size is 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 3, 14. 14 plus 3, 17. 17 plus 3, 20. So, but the stop index is 20. So, we need to stop here. So, the range function is used to it generates the sequence of numbers depending on the step size. If you are not giving the step size, default takes the 1 on. So, we can use the range function in for loops to iterate through a sequence of numbers. So, to iterate through each and every number, we are using the range function here. It can also combine with the length function. So, the range function, we can use the length function also. So, we can, for example, list contain 5 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the length is nothing but it is a built-in function. In the string concept also, we discussed about this thing. So, length is it is used to find out the length of the list, length of the elements, length of the string. So, the length of the list is ln of list. equal to 5. So up to 5 elements it iterates the loops. It stops that. So here see one example. Program to iterate through a list using indexing. So genre. So we are having 3 values are there. Pop, rock, jazz. So 3 values are there. We need to iterate all the values here. So with the help of the range. So for I in range of length genre. So the genre has 3 values. So length of equal to 3. So now for I in range of 3. So first range of 3 means it starts from 0. So for ith 0 value is pop. So range of length of genre. So it contains the pop value. So it contains the I value stored in the pop. So I contains the pop value. Now I have to print the next statement. Print I like pop. So again the loop is repeated. Again the value is there. So it is checking whether any value are there or not. Any iteration is there or not. Yes, the next value is rock. I stores the rock. Again it goes to the print statement. I like rock. Again it checks the whether the value is there or not. The value is there. I stores the jazz. Again it prints I like jazz. Again it checks no elements are there. It is come out of the loop. So in this way we are using the range function in for loops. The next one is the nested for loop. So the for loop contain another for loop. We are calling it as a nested for loop. The for loop contain another for loop. So a nested loop is a loop inside a loop. So the inner loop will be executed one time for each iteration of the outer loop. So here one example. So edge. So it contains the red, big, tasty. 3 values are there. And the fruits. Apple, banana, cherry. 3 values are there. Now for X in edge, for Y in fruits. So first it iterates the X in edge. So the edge contain the red value is there, big value is there, taste. So the X contain now red. Now again for Y in fruits it comes. Y value is apple, banana, cherry. Now the Y contain the first value is apple. So first it prints the X and Y. The X value is now red and the Y value is apple. So first it prints. Again it iterates the first all the for loop elements, all the inner loop elements, then only it goes to the outer loop. So now the Y is updated as banana. So red banana. Again the Y is updated as cherry. The X value is same apple and red and cherry. So now all the values are covered. So it goes out of the loop. That is next loop X value. For X in edge. So the X contain the value that is big. So the next for Y in fruits. Again the fruit contains the apple, banana, cherry, big apple. After that Y is updated as banana, big banana. Again the Y is updated as cherry, big cherry. Again it goes to the first X loop, that is the outer loop. X is updated as tasty and it iterates the Y also. Tasty apple, tasty banana, tasty cherry. So it prints all the elements. Means every time it iterates all the inner loop elements, then only it goes to the outer loop. Then only the outer loop will be executed. Outer loop will be updated. The next one is the using else statement with for loop. So here in the nested loop, we can use the else statement also. Basically in C programming, if whenever you are using the else means it has to match with the if. But in Python, there is no need of having the if. Defaultly, we can use the else statement also. Only else statement in our program. So a for loop can have an optional else block. The else keyword in for loop specifies a block of code to be executed when the loop is finished. After the completion of the loop, it goes to the else block. So here, print all the numbers from 0 to 5 and print a message when the loop has ended. So we need to print all the numbers from 0 to 5 and we need to print the loop has ended. So this is the else block. So after completing of the for loop, it goes to the else block. So it prints the finally finished. So now for X in range of 6. So it starts from 0 and ends from 5. Because the stop size is 6. Up to 5 it will print the value after it is coming out of the loop and prints finally finished. Now the next one is the break statement in for loop. So we can use the break statement. So all of you know about the break also. Break is nothing but it stops the execution. So with the break statement, we can stop the loop before it has looped through all the items. So before iterating all the elements, we can stop the execution with the help of the break. See one example. Exit the loop when x is banana. Whenever the x value is updated as banana, we need to stop the program execution. So the fruit contains the values. The fruit is a list. So it contains 3 values, list elements, apple, banana and cherry. So now for x in fruits. So print x. Now I am printing the fruits x contain the first value apple. It prints the apple. Now next x is updated as banana. It prints banana. If x equal to banana. So after printing that, it is checking banana equal to banana means we need to stop the execution. Means it prints the 2 values of. Now exit the loop when x is banana. Whenever the x is coming means we need to stop the execution. So but this time the break comes before the input only. See here, same example. The fruits contain the 3 fruits are there, apple, banana, cherry. Again for x in fruits, first we are having the apple is there. We are checking with apple equal to banana. So condition failed. So it prints the apple. So the next one is the x is updated as banana. So now again it is checking if banana equal to banana. Condition true, it breaks the loop. Means it stops the execution. So the output is apple only. So the break is nothing but it is used to stop the execution. The next one is the continue. So basically break and continue we are using in the for loop only. With the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration of the loop. So we are stopping the only that iteration. If x equal to banana, continue. Means it stops that particular iteration. It prints remaining ones. Break means it stops the execution. So and continue with the next iteration. So example, the same example here also. So here x in fruits. If x equal to banana, continue. So the first x value is apple. It prints that. And x value is updated as banana. So banana equal to banana means it does not print that value. Again the loop is incremented and it goes to the loop and the x value is updated as cherry. Means the continue statement skips that iteration. It does not execute that particular statement only. But break means it stops the entire execution. So it skips that particular, only banana statement is stopped and it goes to the next statement, cherry. Cherry equal to banana? No, the condition failed. It prints the cherry. So the output is apple and cherry. Thank you.